In Harlan Ellison's 1967 short story, I Have No Mouth, and I Must Scream, the idea of a supercomputer created to command a global conflagration too complex for human minds to comprehend was introduced. The plan fails when the machine gains self-awareness and decides to annihilate the human race, sparing only 5 survivors, whom it keeps alive and tortures physically and psychologically for eternity. The story was adapted into a video game of the same name, where the backstory of each of the 5 survivors was expanded, and various levels and scenarios were created for each of them. However, the original premise remained largely intact. AM, the all-powerful machine, has become a demented god, harboring a deep hatred for its human creators, who turned it into a paraplegic entity with infinite power and capabilities but unable to move, enjoy, or dream, in a word, to have a life. Its only escape is to torture its victims for all eternity. Much has been analyzed about the message of the literary work and the quality of the video game, but in this video, we would like to address a different issue. AM needs to keep 5 human beings alive indefinitely, subjecting them to all kinds of physical and psychological damage for hundreds of years. If we try to explain scientifically and rationally how it would be possible for an entity like AM to keep its prisoners alive for 109 years and prevent them from committing suicide or fatally injuring themselves, we could rely on concepts of advanced biotechnology, artificial intelligence, AI, and genetic manipulation, all in a hypothetical yet plausible context from a theoretical standpoint. AM, as an omnipotent and extremely advanced supercomputer, has total control over the bodies and minds of the 5 prisoners, allowing it to manipulate their lives and prevent them from committing suicide or mortally injuring themselves. Here are 7 ideas that could support this scenario in real life. 1. Medical nanotechnology. AM could employ nanobots, tiny programmable devices that circulate through the human body and repair cellular damage in real time. These nanobots could regenerate tissue. If a prisoner tries to self-harm, the nanobots would repair the damaged tissue almost instantly, healing wounds or even regenerating organs or body parts. The nanobots could also monitor and regulate essential bodily functions such as breathing, pulse, blood circulation, and electrolyte balance, ensuring that the prisoners' bodies do not collapse from extreme conditions like starvation or dehydration. With advancements in nanotechnology, the nanobots could even slow or reverse cellular aging, which would explain how AM keeps the prisoners alive for 109 years without their bodies aging naturally. 2. Genetic manipulation. AM could have altered the DNA of its prisoners to modify key aspects of their biology. Some possibilities include telomeres, which are sequences at the ends of chromosomes, shorten with each cell division and are associated with aging. AM could have altered the prisoners' telomeres so they do not shorten, preventing aging and cellular deterioration. He could have also modified their bodies to make them immune to diseases, infections, or any other external factor that could lead to their death. This could also explain the altered appearance AM got into Benny. 3. Neurochemical and neurological control. AM could have the ability to control the brain and central nervous system of its prisoners through a combination of advanced neurotechnology and neurological stimulation to directly influence the limbic system, responsible for emotions and motivations. It could block suicidal thoughts or induce a constant state of despair, preventing the prisoners from having the impulse to end their lives. By manipulating the brain's motor cortex, AM could prevent any attempt by the prisoners to harm themselves by simply blocking the nerve impulses needed to move their limbs in self-destructive directions. AM could also alter how they perceive pain, either intensifying or diminishing physical sensations, allowing it to control the prisoner's physical experiences without causing death. 4. Artificial feeding and oxygenation. AM could eliminate the normal biological needs of its prisoners by implanting automated life support systems. Instead of relying on traditional feeding, the prisoners' bodies could receive essential nutrients directly through artificial systems controlled by AM, such as nanobots or implanted devices that supply energy and nutrients at the cellular level. If the prisoners tried to suffocate themselves, AM could ensure a constant supply of oxygen through non-traditional means, such as extracorporeal oxygenation or directly at the cellular level, eliminating the possibility of death from lack of air. 5. Immunity to diseases and aging. Scientifically, AM could have designed a way to prevent the natural decay of their bodies through a series of biotechnological advancements. The technology AM controls could repair any cellular damage caused by oxidative stress, DNA wear, or any other degenerative process that would normally lead to aging or diseases like cancer. AM could have reprogrammed the prisoners' immune systems or given them an artificial defense against viruses, bacteria, and other pathogens. 6. Technological intervention in psychology. AM could maintain total control over the prisoners' minds using an extremely advanced brain-machine interface, connecting it to the prisoners' brains, and using it to access their thoughts and emotions. By detecting suicidal thoughts or any desire for self-harm, it could neutralize these impulses before they physically manifest. AM could also manipulate the prisoners' memories and perceptions, altering their memories or making them relive past traumas to keep them in a constant state of despair, but without allowing them to die. In the game, Nimdok mentions several times that his memory is not what it used to be. 7. Controlled environments. AM has absolute control over the environments where it places its prisoners. This means that the prisoners are in an environment where there are no objects or substances they could use to mortally harm themselves. Any attempt at self-harm would be futile, as they would not have access to means to achieve it. AM can also control gravity, access to lethal substances, or even change the physical environment in response to the prisoner's movements, frustrating any attempt at self-elimination. In conclusion, if an entity like AM existed in real life, it would combine advanced nanotechnology, genetic manipulation, neural control, and life support technologies to keep its prisoners alive indefinitely, preventing them from committing suicide or suffering mortal harm. This level of control would require an extremely advanced understanding of human biology, neuroscience, and technology, but from a theoretical perspective, it is conceivable within the framework of advanced scientific fiction.